Oh, and I love you, of course. Now and then she'd come out with French words. Moi? Covered all sorts of occasions, though was suspiciously close to wa, which could be confusing. C'est la vie came in handy sometimes. Lately, she'd begun to ask the time a lot, enunciating every syllable. Excuse me, can you please tell me the time? As if she was late for an appointment and asking a stranger in a public place. She didn't learn any Fijian words, even though she heard Atetha on the phone all day. Not even bula. All of Atetha's conversations began and ended with bula bula. Every time I heard that, an old Motown song would start up in my head. I didn't know which one, but that didn't matter. She's my baby, bula bula, bula bula, bula bula. I lowered my face to Mom's hospital bed and kissed her. She gave me 3 hard kisses back. I noted she didn't smell like an old lady. She smelled of Clinique night cream, and she looked pretty. Somehow she'd skipped the unattractive side of old age and leapfrogged straight into the home run. See you in the morning, Mom. Good night. God bless you, she said, which was odd because we were the kind of Catholics who got embarrassed when people talked about God. Maybe Atetha, who was Pentecostal, had rubbed off on her. It must have been confusing for my mother to see her own bed but not be in it. Or maybe sometimes she did see her old self in her old life, wearing that Lands nightgown with the top button missing. Her husband was not dead, but snoring next to her, making that loud popping noise like a rubber ball bouncing down the street. Hey, it's me, she might have whispered to herself. Wake up. You won't believe what's going to happen to you. But then her own words would waken her, and she'd just be her old lady self in a hospital bed, looking at her empty marital bed. She might notice it was much more neatly made than she'd ever managed and think, wah. The next day, when I popped into her bedroom to say good morning, her face lit up as if she hadn't seen me for 100 years. Her famous red lipstick smile, her teeth miraculously still white, still straight. Is it really you? All the way from Scotland? Yep, I said, feeling goofily happy. You're so beautiful. Come here, you. She stretched her arms out towards me, and we hugged. Oh, I was going to miss this kind of appreciation. My mother loved me more than anyone loved me, even my father, who'd set out to woo me and in large part succeeded. She loved me more than I loved her. I never loved my mother enough to tell her what was really going on in my life. In the early years, sometimes months went by when I didn't even bother sending a postcard. I used to tell myself I was protecting her, but the truth was less noble. I was a daddy's girl and kept her at a distance. I probably made my mother cry sometimes. Made the person who loved me more than anyone else in the world loved me cry. So perhaps it wasn't ironic that at her deathbed I had an urge to record the truth of my past. As if the child who'd been careless with her abundance of motherly love was now insisting, stamping her feet, on making up for lost time. Memories lurked everywhere I looked, had been lurking for decades. But they lurked no longer. They stepped into the light and said in a slightly patronizing voice, yeah, you really did this and said that dumb thing right here in this exact spot. After breakfast with my mother and Atetha, I sat at my dead father's desk, opened my laptop, and began to write. I began with my father throwing his glass of wine at me because I'd had sex with the boy down the street whom he'd expressly forbidden me to see. Had I really been that stupid? That bad? And then I remembered moving in with a man who lived inside his foam furniture factory. He'd picked me up hitchhiking, which was the main way I met boys in those days. I studied my right thumb, recalling how I wriggled it at the side of the road 50 years ago. I'd loved not knowing which of the passing cars would stop, not knowing where I'd be in an hour. It seemed I could be my truest self with strangers. Wah, 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 I thought, sick of myself suddenly. My wah was not my mother's wah. It was more like the wah in Peanuts when a grown-up tries to talk, but all that Charlie Brown hears is wah, wah, wah. And then, because my darling mother would soon be gone, I had a silent little sob for myself, which was, I suppose, another kind of wah. But still, not my mother's. South Van Ness, 18 years old, California, 1971.